Hello YouTube and people of the interwebs, welcome back to another Doctor Who video. Today we're going to be discussing the fact that Disney Plus is about to change Doctor Who forever. It was announced late last year in around, I think, November time, that Disney Plus is partnering up with BBC Studios and Bad Wolf Studios to bring us the new era of Doctor Who, the RTD2 era, because Russell T Davies 2, he puts it on Instagram all the time. But what does Disney's involvement actually mean for the franchise? Well, I think there's a lot of different things that are going to happen, and I'm going to go through all of those in this video today. But before we jump into that, please do remember to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content on this channel. It really helps me out a lot. We're currently still in production for our Doctor Who fan film, Echo's Destiny, and it's costing me quite a lot. Now, because it's a non-profit film, because it's a fan film, simply by watching and liking and sharing my videos, you can help me earn money to finish off this film. Yeah, I'll stop plugging stuff and just jump into the video. Now, first up, let's clear up what the deal is between Disney Plus and Doctor Who. What we do know is that Disney Plus are going to be giving money and putting budget and having a tiny bit of creative control in the new series of Doctor Who. So they'd already shot and finished the 60th anniversary, we believe, before Disney Plus came in. That's not to say Disney Plus won't help with the post-production, the CGI, possibly maybe a few reshoots, because there's been rumours of reshoots happening because there were a lot of different things happening with the 60th anniversary. And I mean, if you did get an increase in budget, maybe you'd add a cool scene. If we look back to Series 5 of Doctor Who, this iconic scene where Matt Smith's clinging onto the TARDIS for dear life, originally that wasn't in the episode because they didn't have the budget for it, but when they got a budget increase from the BBC, they went back and added it. So maybe they'll do something like that for the 60th, maybe they already have. Now, the other big thing, apart from in the UK, so UK will still be as normal, Doctor Who will air on BBC One, but to everywhere else in the world outside of the United Kingdom, Doctor Who is exclusive to Disney Plus. So that's no HBO Max, that's no wherever else you guys have it. I mean, I think Americans have it on BBC America. I think BBC America is no longer going to be airing Doctor Who. It will exclusively be on Disney Plus. Now, I think the first thing with that is it's kind of fantastic because this means publicity. Like, already we're seeing Twitter accounts like Discussing Film posting about Doctor Who. Like, this was a massive rarity. I think within the past 5 years, the only time an account like Discussing Film posted about Doctor Who was either when there was a Doctor casting announcement or when there was a Doctor leaving announcement. Also, there's something kind of surreal about seeing Disney Plus tweet out things like this, like, who's ready for an adventure with the Doctor? Because it's official Disney Plus. Like, Disney own everything now. That's terrifying. But from a publicity standpoint, this is fantastic. Doctor Who is coming right back into the public eye. Now, this is no, like, I'm not gonna slag off Chris Chibnall or anything, even though a lot of people online love that, and it does bring in views.
It could have been a lot better. It could have been slightly better written.
But it is without a doubt that the viewing figures and the publicity and the popularity of Doctor Who in recent years has massively declined, which is why I think this new era is, like, you could call it new Who, or I suppose new Who, or new. That joke probably wasn't funny, it worked in my head. But yeah, we've got more budget, which means more guest stars like Jinx Monsoon, guy that I can't remember the name of from Frozen and Hamilton, the music man, and probably many more that are still kept under wraps and top secret. But with the budget comes the creative control.
Oh my word!
Not fully, mind you, but Disney definitely have a finger in the pie. Is that the right expression? Let me know in the comments. Probably. We know from an issue of Doctor Who magazine that episode 1 of series 14, now that's unclear as to whether that's the Christmas episode or that's actual just episode 1, its opening sequence, they requested Russell sort of jig it around a bit and change a few things. Now, Russell himself has said they didn't do anything bad. He actually loved the changes they made, and they did provide him with more money so that they could do a grander opening to his first episode, which, yeah, I think a lot of people are kind of concerned, but I think that's good. I think the more obviously you've got the saying, too many cooks spoil the broth, but like the more people who say, hang on, why don't we make it better by doing this, and we'll throw a little bit more money in that corner, that can probably only be a good thing, especially if Russell likes it. Now, the only issue would come about if they said to Russell, do this, and it was something he really didn't want to do. I don't know whether he'd have to do it because of the contracts and the money, but yeah, for the moment, the partnership seems to be going really well, which is really, really cool. Now, this bigger budget does also give Doctor Who the ability to finally sort of compete with the big streaming shows like all the Star Wars stuff like The Mandalorian or all the Marvel TV shows. Like, Doctor Who isn't going to look silly and ridiculous anymore. Like, to a modern audience, although the writing is stellar, you kind of need good effects to sell people. And also, I think this revival of Doctor Who is coming about at a perfect time because, like, Marvel is kind of dying. Like, the viewership on their shows, like Secret Invasion, is airing at the moment, and I don't know a single person who gives a crap. I mean, if we throw back a bit, like, WandaVision was massive, everyone was talking about it. Loki, massive, everyone was talking about it. But at the moment, the viewership on the Marvel shows is decreasing. The recent season of The Mandalorian, everyone was complaining about, including myself, because it was incredibly lackluster. Stranger Things is coming to an end very, very soon. So all these big sci-fi epics are kind of dying. Like, there needs to be a new thing on the horizon that bashes everyone's excitement up again, and they're like, whoa, we love sci-fi, and I genuinely believe that thing is going to be the next revival of Doctor Who. Now, jumping slightly back onto the creative control aspect, a lot of people have been worried that because Disney as a company or a corporation, whatever you'd call them, I'm not an expert in this, so I suggest you guys go and look it up, but they have made quite a few questionable decisions on censoring like LGBTQ issues and characters. In Star Wars, they cut out the only like homosexual kiss or romance between characters for foreign markets so that it was more appealing. They also make people of colour on their posters, either hidden behind a mask like in the Black Panther poster, or they just put them smaller on the poster like in some of the stuff from Star Wars. Now, that is a genuine concern because one of the things a lot of people love about Doctor Who is how progressive it is. And luckily, I don't think that Disney's censorship has anything to do with the Disney Plus Doctor Who stuff. And if it did, there's no way that Russell T Davies, who's the man who gave this speech,
you kill. To cut out the T is to kill,
is going to allow that to happen, especially when we have people like Yasmin Finney and Jinx Monsoon and Ncuti Gatwa himself taking on these lead roles. So yeah, I don't know, but I think that Disney Plus is not gonna, negatively impact the representation of Doctor Who, which is great. Now, the next massive positive that comes with this Disney Plus thing is that we're going to get a constant stream of Doctor Who. We're not gonna have to wait nearly a year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or however many years it's been since the last full series of Doctor Who, which I think technically was 2020 because Flux was like only a mini-series. But yeah, we're not going to have to wait. Russell has promised in Doctor Who magazine that every year we're going to get a constant stream of stuff. But the negative side of that is it's only going to be 8/9 episodes if you include the Christmas special a year. And I mean, that's a positive in and of itself, we're getting a Christmas special, but 8 or 9 episodes a year, I think that's fine, especially in the modern TV landscape. If you look at most drama series, they're only about 8 episodes long. You don't get 13 episode seasons anymore. And also, if it means we get a constant flow of Doctor Who, I'd much prefer that. Also, Christmas episodes are back. That's exciting. Now, the Disney Plusification of Doctor Who also means spin-offs are on the way. It hasn't been officially confirmed, but it's incredibly likely because of their heavy involvement in the 60th and in Series 14 and characters like Kate Stewart, Mel Bush, and Ruth Madley's new character, and Lenny Rush's new character. We're going to get spin-offs, and one of those is going to be a unit spin-off, which is really exciting. I also think this will help to bridge the gap of Doctor Who, so rather than just waiting a whole year for a new season, we'll get a series of Ncuti Gatwa, then we'll get a bit of a spin-off series, then we'll get another series of Doctor Who, and who knows, maybe there'll be multiple spin-offs going at once, which is really exciting. Maybe they're going to sort of reboot the Sarah Jane Adventures with Bonnie Langford's Mel. Something like that could be really, really cool, and the spin-offs are almost definitely going to happen. There's also murmurings of like an animated Monsters spin-off, which is like an anthology series where we follow Daleks, Cybermen, Ice Warriors, etc. Let me know in the comments what series you'd like to see spun off and Disney Plusified for Doctor Who. And also, it's unclear as of yet whether these series would be exclusive to Disney Plus or whether they'd also be Disney Plus and BBC. We don't know. Now, all of those are relatively short-term changes, but I do think this is going to impact Doctor Who forever, because whenever Doctor Who gets a massive spike in popularity, which I think is on the horizon, thanks to Disney Plus, Russell coming back, Bad Wolf Studios, thanks to a number of factors, Doctor Who, I think, is about to skyrocket in popularity again, and that, I think, Ncuti Gatwa is going to be one of the definitive Doctors. Now, if we look at the two versions of Doctor Who we've got Classic, we've got New Who, let's call this New Who. Classic, the definitive Doctor, is Tom Baker. New Who, the definitive Doctor, is David Tennant, and New Who is going to be Ncuti Gatwa. I think a lot of Doctors, like let's say Matt Smith, for example, he was kind of based a little bit on the way David Tennant was done. Maybe that's going to happen with Ncuti. I think he's going to leave a legacy where people look up to his Doctor. People take massive inspiration from his Doctor in the show's future. And for all those actors or producers or writers or directors who will be writing in the future, I think Ncuti Gatwa is going to leave a lasting impression. Even just the photos like this, with his new hat that we're getting at the moment, it looks so cool. Like, the 15th Doctor just looks awesome. And also, there's been interviews with Ncuti Gatwa like this, I'll try and link a few in the description, where he really does understand the character and how much it means to people. I also think that because it's going to reach big popularity, it's going to be put on Disney Plus next to Star Wars and Marvel, this is going to ensure that Doctor Who doesn't die soon. Now, once again, no negativity thrown at the Chibnall era here, but there was a possibility that in Power of the Doctor, like the original script cuts off when Jodie regenerates, that we never see who the 14th Doctor was. The BBC apparently really struggled to find a new showrunner who wanted to take up the job. And there is the terrifying possibility that Doctor Who may have just ended after Power of the Doctor. I think this revival is going to ensure that Doctor Who carries on for at least another decade, if not, fingers crossed, hopefully more. Because I also think that having it on Disney Plus as well, it's in the zeitgeist of everything. Like, Doctor Who is about to become modern and appealing again, and like, people of my generation are going to look at Doctor Who and go, yeah, that's hip, that's cool, that's the new in thing, rather than looking at Doctor Who as, that was cool when I was a child, but I kind of dipped off in the 2014 era, which is a massive shame because Capaldi is my favourite Doctor. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Those are the main ways I think that the Disney Plus Doctor Who deal is going to impact the future of the show. I probably have missed stuff out, so let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please do subscribe, like and share. It really helps me out a lot. Thank you for watching and goodbye.